Hi everyone, Nikki here, Smoothie161. So I'm here with week 10 stash busting. I was hoping to do this yesterday, but unfortunately I had one of my drops onto a pavement and I badly I've jarred and bruised myself, so I'm a little bit fragile today. So yesterday not much happened and I thought I'll try and give this a go because I've been sitting in one seat. I can't stand for long, so I'm sort of swapping seats. But before I start, I ordered these off eBay ages ago from China, and I've been wanting some circle dies for ages, so I'm going to have fun trying these out later on. I think there's, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 circle dies in there, and they were £3.60, so I can't really go wrong. But I've got scallop circles, but I've been wanting some straighter edge circles, if that makes sense. Not a fancy edge circle, that sounds better, because saying a straight edge circle sounds a bit odd. So I just wanted to show you those because I haven't got like a big haul or anything to show in a separate video. Yeah, so it's week 10 of my stash busting. And I mentioned last week I was going to do some different shaped cards and some rocker cards, which I had some nice feedback about. So I've obviously got them prepped a bit. So I'm just going to separate them. They're not all rocker cards, there's like different sizes, and this one's an easel card. So if you've never made an easel card before, this is how I do them. I don't know if it's the right way, but you have your ordinary size, and then I take one bit and fold it in half to give me my easel, and then you put like a little stopper there. So I'll probably put a little message there, which I'm going to get now, because I didn't get that bit, didn't think of that. So actually I'll just bring my box over because I'm not sure what oh, my brain is just seizing up. Sorry, brain has just stopped for a second. Yeah, I forgot I needed a topper or something for that, and that's the image I'm going to use. I've used Spellbinder dice for this, but I need a little stopper there, so either a message or a little embellishment or something. But no, I found that. It's a little Merry Christmas. And then I've just cut a mat for the topper, which will go there. So I've just done it a little bit smaller. Oh, that's bent a bit. It should be right. So that'll go like that with the topper there. Not topper, the stopper. Can't get my words out. Sure, I've got somebody else's teeth half the time. So that's going to go about, yeah, that's going to go there. So I'm going to do the stopper bit first. I will get my words out, and it's got a bit of dimension anyway, so that's handy, but I will just take that off because I want something a little bit more sturdy than that. These were actually Christmas tags that a friend gave me ages ago, and I like to make my own Christmas tags, so I took them apart to use as messages on cards. I think I've only got a couple left, so I often look at things and think, oh, I could take them apart and do something else with it. So that's going to go there. I mean, that would stand anyway, but it's just nice to have a topper, and it will fold flat to go in a card. So if you were worried about that, it goes like that and then folds up. I normally give these cards to friends that do card making, because I've given it to like friends who aren't card makers, and they've gone, how do you do this? Or they've gone like that going, oh, that's a bit weird. I know I could take a picture saying that's how it has to be, but it's just, so I'm just fiddling now, so pay no attention. I'm just, yeah, that's going to go like that. Obviously when you stick that down, you don't put the glue all the way over it, otherwise it won't do what it's meant to do. So just on that bit. Sorry, I'm just going to move my chair. I felt like I was off balance. So yeah, so yeah, that fall yesterday did shake me up quite a bit. thankfully I was with my mum, and a load of people were really sweet coming to our aid. I'm going to use, no, I'm not going to use wet glue. I was going to use wet glue, but I changed my mind. Yeah, and funny, one of the ladies we actually knew, we'd been chatting to her in the bank, and I felt okay in there. And the reason we were in the bank was because my bank card got chewed up because it had the wrong date on it, and the bank had not got my new address. Anyway, it was a big drama, and finally got it sorted. Yeah, so that's how that will go, like that. So I think that's quite a sweet little card. Yeah, so that was why we were in the bank, and then I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to put them in a pile. I'm not sure. And it just sort of went a little bit tits up, really, my day. We came out the bank and I felt a little bit funny then. So I sat on the wall outside and had a small drop, then recovered and thought I was all right. And got across to the car. Mum was going to prop me in the back of the car while she just nipped and did some other things. And bless her, as she opened the door, I just went on the floor. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. So, yeah, somebody else said they'd like to see a rocker card. So I'm not sure if they've done it before, but how I make mine is I use a scallop circle, fold it in half. You can do it with other shapes as well, which I will show in a bit. And then it just rocks, hence why it's called a rocker card. And yet again, you only put tape on this bit and then you can write in there. So I'm just keeping these cards very simple. And I think my stash, for my own use, I think I'm not too bad. And then I've just got that image there. It was a bigger card, and I've probably said before in these videos, I've done it before and things, but never thought about it with Christmas cards so much. I would normally use the whole image, but Crafting Vicky gave me this idea to see how many bits you can get out of one card, so it's been really handy. It's helped me spread my stash. So I'm going to use some foam pads on there. And I did have some foam tape that I might have used. I think I must have used all my actual foam tape up. Let me just go and have a look in my drawer of sticky tape and stuff. No, aha! Knew I had another foam tape somewhere. I will just make sure I've got that small one. This bag, oh no, I've got a small reel, so I'll use that first. The bag I've shown you before that I keep like on the desk all the time, so it's handy to take to craft classes and workshops. It swallows stuff in the bottom, so you think you've run out, and then all of a sudden you find it. So the rest of my week is it's a little bit busy, but it's going to be nice busy stuff. So that's not so bad. Next week I've got a doctor's appointment because like I've said before, my drops are changing a little bit. I'm still having them, but they've just changed. Like some of the things I do have changed a bit, so I'm going back to my GP somewhere next week to try and I'll get on these silly things. Try and work out another plan. I'm still going to carry on with the treatment I'm having at the moment. So yeah, little cute rocker. So, oops, it will stand up, and it will. Yeah, it's a little cute rocker card. And then because I had my scallop dies out, I thought I'd just do a simple little square one. But this one I probably am going to add like a little embellishment or something round there. Not sure yet, 'cause my Christmas embellishment box is really pathetic with stuff. Oh, I've got a little Christmas tree, so I might put that on there. And what else? I want something to go up there, so don't think I've got another Christmas tree that I've cut out. I think so. Not from the looks of it. I know I could cut another one out, but I can't. I just don't fancy doing it. So, come on. I've got to have another little something I can stick up there, surely. Ah. And then I've got this little bit of holly I cut out of some scrap card. So that can go there. And then that one. So I've used a mix. These are all Spellbinder dies. Most of my dies are Spellbinders. Me being me, I think I'm going to edge the card of that just to make it stand out a bit more. Oops, no, wrong end. Yeah, so yeah, I got that doctor's appointment. There's just some other things, and then we're busy getting ready for our thing at the end of April. So yeah, it's busy. Oh, this almost looks black on here. It's Spectrum Noir JG6, and it's an ever such dark green, and on the red card it's looking a bit black, but never mind. Yeah, just give a little something on the card. Just felt it needed something on the edge. So I didn't have Lexi last weekend because I was just a bit tired and not quite up to it, and I knew that wouldn't be fair on her because I wouldn't even be able to play in the garden, so so I didn't have her for the weekend. Mum brought her over. Saturday we went to Castle Point, which is near Bournemouth, and used up the last of my Christmas voucher, but a couple of the items are going to have to go back because they're a bit big and just not going to do any favours for me. This is clothing. Just went in Marks and Sparks, and I would say I think most people in the world would know Marks and Spencer's. Yeah, so yeah, we went there. Sunday Dad came over because bless Mum, she wasn't feeling too well. She had an ear infection, bless her, so Dad came over for a cuppa and natter instead. This was like the Easter weekend, and but the bank holiday Monday, I just had to quiet, did some crafty bits and other things, so that's going to go on there like so. I love turning squares on their side and making something different. I really like doing that. Yeah, so yeah, just quiet week really. Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet because I thought I heard a sound, so I was just listening out for that, but I think it was just some junk mail coming through the door because Posty's already been. We have to be a bit careful of saying that word in front of Lexi, because once she meets whoever the postie is, she's fine, but beforehand she goes absolutely mental, you know, really funny at the door. I mean, it's only because she's very protective of the home. She's a big softie really. She'd, you know, she's a lovely little doggy. So I'll be spending lots of the time with her this weekend, so I can't wait for that. So this little cute card. And as I was saying earlier on, you can do a rocker card with an oval. So I've got the large scalloped oval dice from Spellbinders. I think I might have said Stamping Napoleon, but it's Spellbinders. So yeah, I thought I'd do an oval one, just something a bit different. I haven't folded this one in half very well, so I'm just going to see if I can fudge it a bit more out, obviously. No, oh come on. They are a little bit, I mean, I find it a bit hard to line up the scalloped rocker cards. I know you can go out and buy them, but that is just not going to fold that way. Oh well, I'll leave it then. I won't try and move it anymore. So let's just move that out of the way because I don't need that bit. And then I've got this lovely wintry Christmas tree scene that I go on there. And the glitter's got a hint of sort of green in it, so that's why I went for a greeny card. And I definitely want a message on there, but I don't think I've got any. I'm just going to have a look at my stickers. No, I've got no Christmas message ones. I've got Christmas trees and snowflakes. I think I might put some snowflakes on that one. I'm going to have a look on eBay someone and see if I can find some Christmas stickers. I know it's like sort of April and some people will be like, oh, you're going to look on eBay for Christmas stickers, and I'm like, yes. So I'm hoping there's some on there. I mean, I'm not the only person out there who does Christmas crafting all year round. The only months that I don't do Christmas cards, I suppose, November and December. I don't really do Christmassy stuff then, because I've pretty much done it all, but it's so nice not to be rushing around. So I think before I stick that onto the card base, I'm going to add, come here, these are just stickers that I had free. Sorry, I think I knocked the camera. Sorry. These are just stickers that I had free in one of the Do Craft goodie bags. That's normally the way I get my stickers, when it's in a goodie bag or something. I don't seem to go out and buy stickers, so maybe I will have to start doing that a bit more. And I've got a little one here, if it will come off. Just those little stickers, and yes, I am going to put a bit of bling in the middle, because that's just, oh no, I don't, do I want red? Yeah, I might put red just to have a bit more pop of colour, I think. If they will play ball. So I was getting a bit cross then. Not with you, any of you, just these. Sometimes these things come off really easily, or too easily, and then other times they do not want to play ball. Yeah, so I quite like how I've done that. I'll pop those back. That is going to go on there. I'm not going to have a message on this one. I did think of it, but as I've got the snowflakes, I don't think I will. I can put a message inside the card. Yeah, must stop saying that. So yeah, sounds a bit odd. Last week it was just like that, and this week it's, yeah, so don't know who says that at all. I think it's just me. Oh, that's a little bit top heavy. So I think these rocket cards are quite sweet. There's something a bit different. I don't often make a lot of them. I only make a few. And as I was saying earlier on about cutting cards in half to make multiples, so I've got this one, and then I will just grab this, and that was the other half of it. So it was like that, and ages ago I would have just stuck that down as a whole, but with Vicky's sort of idea, it just made me think a bit more about how I'm going to use a card. So these aren't really, they're not a DL, they are, let me get, sorry, I'll just get to measure it a bit better. I can't get in there. Sorry, I've got these corners on, so I will, where's number 1 for that? I'll have to do it in inches, so I apologise. So it's approximately just over 8 inches long and just over 4 inches wide. And I just thought I wanted to do not a totally different shape, because I've done those ones, but I just wanted to do a different size. And then I've got more of this paper that I've shown lots of times. I've only got a few more sheets of that left, so and then I've got another pad which I like. I ate so much that I brought 2 of it, but it's like mints, and it's more contemporary sort of Christmas colours, and I haven't got many toppers for that. So I think in future I'll have to think a bit more about how I buy my papers, you know, because most of the images I get given, oh, it's upside down, not that I can't read music note at all, but I would like the wording to be up the right way. Yeah, so I think in future I'm going to have to think a bit more carefully about how I buy my Christmas papers, because 9 times out of 10 I am using more traditional colours. So yeah, I'll have to just think about that a bit more next time. Let's pop that over there. I've left that there because I'm going to just wrap that over just so it gives a bit of interest to the back of the card. And I didn't fancy cutting it off, so it's going to get wrapped round. And then I've just, as I had my die cutting machine out, I just cut a circle, and I'm going to, where did I put the scissors? I'm just going to cut that in half and just add something sort of there and there, I think. But obviously, me being me, I'm going to have to go around the edge. And as I've sort of got a browny vintagey paper, I think I'm going to go around this in a brown. And this is Spectrum Noir EB7. And I'm really pleased how I've been using my stash up. And I've had, I haven't like moved loads of stuff around because I can't, but anything like my storage, I've been sorting it out. So I was just checking on the battery, because I did a video, I think it was Monday, can't remember. I've lost track of the days. And it was a bit of a longer video, so I'm just checking the battery on this. So if I get cut off, don't panic, I will show the finished items. Just hoping the battery should last, because it's on the last bar, so I think it should do. I think it should. Fingers crossed. Sorry, I sounded a bit dramatic then, didn't I? Oh God, the battery might cut off, but it'll be alright. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've been sorting out my smaller storage, just moving things around a little bit, which has been quite good. I've actually got rid of one storage thing. It was a special scrapbooking bag, like a concertina bag for 12 by 12 papers, and I just found it a real pain, because if I didn't have much in it, it just fell over. I didn't really have anywhere for it, so every time I put it somewhere I had to move it out the way to get to my other stuff. So I've condensed my papers down a bit and just moved them round, so I'm quite pleased with that. That is just going to go on top there. Normally I'd mat it onto some Miri card, but I haven't got any Miri card that side, so it's going to have to go flat, I'm afraid. But then it makes it a bit cheaper on postage, because every April they love to bump up our postage. Little monkeys they are. And stuff, I mean, like first class never gets here next day. Well, hardly ever. So yeah, something just a bit different. So yeah, cutting your dies in half. And I like to have a few, couple of layers on my card. So we've done that one, and then this is the last one. So it's another one of those sort of shapes. As I just said a minute ago, the other half of that card. This time I've got an oval. So I'm going to cut this. Just trying to decide which way to cut it in half, whether to go down that way or across that way. And I think I'm going to go what I call long ways. And then as I've got a sort of orangey theme here, I am going to, not orange, red. There's no orange here at all apart from on the bobbin. Talking rubbish again, naughty me. Well, not naughty me. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm getting a bit dopey now. My allergies are also having a flare up. I mean, I have allergies all year round, but as soon as the spring summer comes, it's just seems to make it worse. So if I sound like I've got a cold, I haven't. It's just my allergies, and it's just making me a little bit heady and stuff. When I say heady, I mean not dizzy, but you know, where your head's heavy and stuff, you know, like when you have got a head cold. I'm just starting to feel a bit like that. So yeah, once I've done this, I think I'm just going to chill out for a bit. I've been watching a YouTube video and it's quite a long one, so I will finish watching that. So that's going to go like there, and then I think I'm going to have, I'll have to trim off the edges a bit, and they can go like that, and that can go like that. Perfect. Didn't have that planned at all, but I think that's going to be just fine. And I think I might use foam tape on that, because I might as well use up that last little bit of foam tape. And I'm just guessing roughly where this paper would go. I've got a rough idea. So yeah, so I have to say I really appreciate the comments I get every week, because I'm hoping to carry on this sort of series as a permanent weekly thing of me using up stash, and I will try. I got some new stamps a while back. I have tucked them away, so, put them away, so I might play with them next week, so it's not always Christmas. I love making Christmas stuff, but I'm sure you don't want to see me make Christmas cards every week. So I fancy a bit of a change next week, so yeah, I'm going to get out some of the newer stamps I've got and excuse me, make some cards with them. But yeah, I really want to try and carry on this weekly stash busting thing, because it's really good for me, and it's also not just helping me use up my supplies and use any new items I get, but it's helping me sort of think of different. I know some of the layouts are the same, they're flat cards and stuff, but it's making me think of different cards and how to put things together. So yeah, so I'm hoping this will be a permanent, ongoing thing, and I hope you all enjoy it, because I know other people that I watch, they also sort of think, well, do people want to keep on seeing this sort of thing as a weekly thing? It is quite hard. If you haven't got a YouTube channel, it is quite hard to carry on thinking of something to keep people interested. So I'm just going to trim that edge, because that's the folded bit and I don't want that. And that's going to go like there. Or should I come up a bit? I think I might come up a bit and put in a little something there. So I might use this snowflake. Oh no, don't tear, don't tear. Sorry, you're going to hear me talking to a sticker now. Oops, yeah, it's torn. Never mind, won't use that one then. Let's find something else. These snowflakes are quite hard to... if I was doing it on a mixed media project, I wouldn't mind about it ripping, because I would do something else with it. But as I'm making a card, I don't really want a ripped snowflake. This is probably why I don't buy peel-offs too often, because I find they do tear or they pucker, but that's not too bad. Oh, I thought I'd stuck that down and I hadn't. So I'm going to use my last bit of foam tape, well, last bit off this roll on here, and that really was my last little bit, so I'm just going to have to open up this, so excuse me. Yeah, so I am, like I said, going to keep this as an ongoing thing and try and keep it a bit fresh for you. As I've said before, if there's anything you want to see, like somebody was really looking forward to the Ropper cards, because I'd mentioned about that. So if there's anything you sort of are thinking of you'd like to see, like if you want me to make flower cards or more manly cards or something, just let me know and I will see what I can do, because obviously I want it to be fun for me to do, but I also want to keep you all interested.